Welcome to day 2, part 2 of this Ascari build. Yesterday we did this gap. Today we're going to block the side. Block these gaps here, inside here, make sure they all join and the correct gaps are there. And we're going to tackle this bottom board, make sure this is all flat, make sure inside there is all flat, and move on to the rear quarter, make sure that's all flat. And then we won't be too far on this side then. Now, one of the jobs today is to fit these, which are the door mechanisms. These are obviously acky and all dirty and haven't been cleaned yet, but what we do here is when we strip a car down, everything goes into a bag. So we know then that this door, this side door, everything that fits on this side door is in that bag. Now we've got to fit these now to the doors and make sure that they close on the catch and sit in the right place, because if they don't, then this is all just a pointless exercise. So fun and games and lots of finicking now.
If you wanna be useful, go to the bar, fill my glass. I'm done trying to catch feelings. All I wanna do is party hard. All I wanna do is party hard.
Well, that strike is done. Next. Right, so just got the striker in on this side. As you can see, there's the striker. There's that. So now we're not using things to hold the door up. We can check. Closed. Look, she's perfect. Perfect. Right, next side. Alright, so one of my tasks at the moment is edging this all off, because whoever had this before me decided to put primer over unkeyed surfaces. So all inside here was all still shiny. Like the same, you can see this is all shiny. And you can't put primer over shiny paint. It needs to be keyed first, otherwise it starts doing this, it starts chipping off. So all this, the inside pillars have to be stripped back, keyed, and then primered properly. I'm also working through the roof today, trying to block it out with 220s, 180s, just on the initial. Pretty sure this is polyester primer that's on here. So it's quite flat. It just needs taking down and get rid of all the dimples. A big scratch there, a little chip there. So yeah, we're going to block out this and then move on to this door, which is miles out. Oh. But yeah, this side's blocked this morning. Well, that's all blocked ready now. Just need to block that middle bit, and this side's pretty much there. All prepped, ready for the primer gun. Got a few little spots of nicks just to finish off. There's the same on there. Someone had chipped it. Yeah, that's that bit prepped. So a bit of an insight on how we block large panels, roof panels especially. You can buy big long blocks. You can buy big kid blocks, one of the ones that are available, but I tend to go old school. I make my own blocks most of the time. So this is a little piece of alloy. It's a 2mm piece of alloy. And a little bit of duct tape so you've got grip to hold it. You can make it as long as you want. And then you just buy a roll. See those rolls there? Oh, that roll of sticky stuff. It's got a sticky backing. Stick it straight to the metal. And then you can basically get the curve. It'll curve to exactly where you want it. And then we can run the whole roof in one pass. 45-degree angles always, never up and down, always 45. So we'll run the block that way, and then turn it round, and do that way, And then go 45 that way, 45 that way. Come back in a minute and I'll show you what's the end result. Right, so the main block's done now. Before anything else, a little bit of panel light. It's always important at this type to make sure that you keep your surfaces clean. Any sort of contamination at this level can end up going back into the primer, so and then when you paint it you end up getting pinholes, fish eyes, or any sort of contaminant in your primer will come back up through your paint. So this has been initially blocked now, and as you can see there's still a few of these, which means there's low points. Because I've been blocking it with something flat, any of these bits means that there's a low imperfection in the panel. Now to confirm this, we're going to use dry guide coat, which is this stuff here. And it's just powder. It goes on like this. And then now we'll block again, and that should reveal where the low point is. So watch this. Right, so we did the block on that. Now you can see that area is low, which means it needs filler. So there was a part on the roof there that needs filler. So we need to add some filler in here now, block that down flat to the roof, and then run some guide coat again to see if we've got it. If we haven't, and there's not enough filler or too much filler, guide coat will show that. So now we have a flat roof. We have these little things. And these are called pinholes. But we need to get rid of these, because if we don't get rid of them now, before the final primer, then they will come out the paint and you'll get holes in your paint. So now we get the little bit of stopper out. Now maybe a little bit of stopper. And we go every little hole, a little bit of stopper. So now the pinholes are all done. I'm going to get a block with 180 on it. And we're going to rub away until we end up with only the pinhole filled. There we go, done. Next, rinse, repeat. Obviously try not to put too much pressure on the panel at this point, because it is flat, and the more you sand in one area, the more chances you have of putting a dip in, so you've got to be very careful. But yeah, that's our pinhole now filled. Yes, I'll zoom focus. Yeah, there we go. See the pinholes filled. And we're back to flat.